Hi, this is Tom Salemi from OIS-TV. I'm here with the principals of LacriScience who delivered a great presentation today. Chris Geddes, why don't you lead us off and give us an update or give our viewers an update of what's up with LacriScience.
Hi Tom, happy to. LacriScience, we presented this morning here at OIS Chicago, and we pretty much updated which is our third generation pen that is we've just started clinical testing with. So when we presented 2 years ago, we presented our second generation prototype. We're now in our third generation prototype. We have tested it with solutions, we've tested it with artificial tears, we've just started clinical testing the pen, and things are looking great. This has been an incredible year for LacriScience. We've pretty much solved most of our problems with the pen, hardware issues, software issues, and we're excited that we're starting the clinicals. After all these years, 4 years of development, we're finally here.
Great. We've been following the story on OIS-TV. We're joined by Ali Gavanlu, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Who had helped in bringing the product to where it is. Can you just kind of share some of the challenges that you had to overcome to get to where we are?
Yes, I think listening to Chris, it is clear that we are dealing with a very sophisticated, at the same time complex science and engineering issue, and my role has been to support the science and engineering development, especially physical sciences, along with other team members. And basically, we try to understand the relevant features of the science and through modeling, communicate that insights to the rest of the team for their design and development efforts.
Right. And Paul, you're making progress on the clinical front as well. Can you give us an update there?
With the help of these geniuses, we're able to get to the point where we can now do some clinicals and feel comfortable that using osmolarity as the gold standard from which we diagnose and also monitor the treatment effect that the physician institutes, because of the high resolution reliability and repeatability of measuring osmolarity to the degree that we need, like plus or minus 2 milliosmoles, then you can identify the band and the change from treatment instead of just saying yes or no. Mm-hmm. The same thing with MMP9 in terms of the inflammation. What degree, and is it 5 nanograms per liter that the inflammation starts, or is it plus or minus 40, which just doesn't give you enough information to use as a guide for your treatment. So we're quite excited about this and getting ready for the clinical application for 510K.
Terrific.
It was an interesting talk this morning that LacriScience gave, because previously we've pitched the pen as being an osmometer for the detection of a diagnosis of dry eye syndrome. Today we showed a lot of potential of the pen, that it goes far beyond just osmolarity. We can detect a whole load of different disease states. Upregulated MMP9, adenovirus, MRSA, herpes simplex, herpes zoster, and really it's the only platform technology that hopefully will be on the market in a few years' time. There's no other technology that can diagnose all those different disease states on one pen.
So, but will ophthalmology, will dry eye be your principal focus? I think it's going to carry you into commercial.
It's in the beginning, because of it's the first two tests, the
Yeah.
osmolarity and the MMP9 that Chris is developing, the biofilm. But concurrently, he's going to be working on the rest of the diagnostic area. So it's going to be a useful instrument in very short order. And we have Chris, a world-renowned guru on plasmonics, so we think that's going to be a no-brainer.
And given the elevation of interest in dry eye, it seems like you're hitting your stride at the right time with the wind at your back.
Yeah, we've had a lot of interest here at this meeting, not only today but in past meetings as well. A lot of folk are watching the story and are happy to see where we're getting to with both dry eye as well as other different disease states. Interestingly, we actually started originally developing it as osmometer for dry eye, and we thought that would be the easiest to develop. As it turned out, it's actually one of the hardest to develop in diagnostics. Some of the other diagnostics for MMP9 are actually a lot easier to develop.
Well,
who would think, eh?
It's good to get that hard one out of the way, I guess, first. And finally, you're still on schedule. You hope for a 510K next year?
Within the first 6 months, we'll be in there, and hopefully not too long to get approved because of the predicate issue. So, no, we're quite excited to fill the void. We've got Xydra and we've got the
Absolutely.
Oculeave. Making the diagnosis is the key, and making it simple enough for the physician to feel comfortable without doing all of the various tests that are now done with low reliability and definitive diagnostics.
Great.
We've even started a little bit of pet testing as well. You know, there are about 15 million pets in the U.S. that have dry eye syndrome, particularly dogs and cats.
Really?
And we've actually there's
I met a dog last night with dry eyes.
and
I'm
there-
not joking.
No,
there's no
that's true.
diagnostic for it.
Yeah.
Similar to humans, it's very difficult. And so we found that we've tested a few canines, and we find the LacriPen works just equally as well as it does with humans in canines. And so we're really excited
Well, that's where
about
the
that.
money is, right? The
An
People will pay
additional
anything for their
Out
dog.
of insurance, they do.
an additional opportunity. So we're really happy about that.
That's
Very good.
fantastic. I didn't know you had that application. So great. Well, we'll write the next chapter at the next OIS. We'll have you folks on, and I'm sure we'll have lots of good news about
Very
that.
good, and thank you for having us, Tom.
Thank
Thanks,
you for
Tom.
joining
Appreciate
us.
it.
Thank you.